Hello, accelerators. I hope you're having a wicked week. Your sales are good, the weather is good, and you're growing your businesses. So I'm going to dive right in. Got some really great questions from Nadia, Stella, Cliff, Lena, and Roselli. Great questions about how to grow your business, how to get investors. Dive right in. First question is from Nadia. So, if someone wanted to invest in me to open a salon suites business, how much percentage would I have to give them? So, if I was the investor, I'd be like 99%, right? But you're going to come at it from a different perspective and you'll want at least 51%. But it depends on what everybody's bringing to the table. So, if you're bringing no cash and lots of knowledge, you're going to have to figure out a way to figure out a percentage that works for both of you. What I definitely recommend is use accelerator organizations tools and figure out a business plan, a little bit of cash flow statement, figure out what you're going to make. So in your first year, second year, and third year, so you can show an investor that they're going to make money, because in this environment, people are going to want to make at least 10% on their money, hopefully 20% on their money. But with the stock market kind of in a little bit of flux right now, just making 10% might be good enough for somebody who really wants to invest in you. But for somebody who's really aggressive, looking at other opportunities, at least 20% would be a good return on investment. So when you're going to be able to start paying them cash flows, because it's going to take a while to get that business up and running, you're going to have to sink money and time into it. You got to figure out what your time is worth as you invest in it, and how much cash you're going to bring yourself. So figure out how you're going to make money and when, and you're going to have to work backwards from there to figure out how you're going to give them an ROI, return on investment. So definitely dive into accelerators tools, reach out to the team and find out what you're going to have to do to figure out those financials and that business plan to help convince somebody to invest in your business. But I mean, the amount is up in there based on how much somebody's going to have to invest and when you're going to be able to start pulling dividends out of the company and paying back to the investor. So wish I had an easier answer for you, but until we see those numbers, nobody can really advise on that. Next question is from Stella. What tips can you share on making afternoon work more productive? So Stella's got a small sportswear brand in Croatia and works as a personal trainer. Afternoons seem to slip away without much work getting done. By implementing which habits can I improve? Now, I've jumped online, checked out your clothing brand. Would love to chat someday. I'm thinking about starting up a clothing brand targeting fishermen, families for outdoor wear, and love your brand. So number one, before you start your day, so either the night before or in the morning, I like to write out my most important daily outcome. So your MIDO, what's the most important thing you're going to do that day? So kind of write that out, circle it, envision getting it done, right? So you might get that done in the morning, but also add two other things. So just trying to get three things done and then scheduling them as well, right? So if you're scheduling it, stuff happens, right? You have customers, you have new ideas, but if you actually schedule it and write out what you're going to do the next day, you're more likely to happen. You can be sitting there in the afternoon and it should pop up on your phone if you put it in your calendar, be like, oh, I need to get that done. And the other thing is to kind of give yourself a reward, right? So if you, part of your daily habits are to do your workouts, fitness person, you probably already got that down, but your reward might be a great flavorful shake at the end of the day. But you should schedule that after some of that afternoon productivity time as a reward, right? To give yourself something for getting that extra stuff done. But also, give yourself some rest time as well, so you can make that afternoon more productive. Break it up, get outside, get some fresh air, talk to somebody who inspires you, and then dive back in and try and achieve those two other things that should be on your list from the day before. Yeah, it's tough sometimes to get that afternoon done. If I've got kids, they wake me up at between 5 and 5 and 6 a.m. And sometimes I'm getting to bed late. So I understand those afternoon productivity drops happen everywhere, but if you plan ahead, schedule it, it's more likely to get done. Cliff has a question. When it comes to daily and weekly huddles and team meetings, is the process and flow the same for a company of 2 people versus 20? So this question comes out of a Zoom call about daily huddles and building teams and leadership meetings. So what I would say is, when you're practicing, are you practicing to make the free throw and win the big game? If you're playing for basketball, or are you, just doing layups on a kiddie net? Like, what are you practicing for? Are you practicing for the big leagues, or are you practicing to play amateur? So build the habits early on for your meeting schedule that will then transfer. I love daily stand-up huddles, like less than 15 minutes, everybody standing up, sharing information, one success, and then a weekly leadership meeting. And if it's just the two of you, that's great. You can put everything down, be like, yeah, we're going to dedicate at least an hour to work on the things that are important to the business and not urgent, right? So we're going to help move things forward, whether it's planning for our financials, or working on that difficult customer, or making a decision to get rid of a customer and get better customers, right? So I like a weekly leadership meeting. There's 2 of you. Sit down, have an hour meeting where you're really thinking about that schedule of getting things done and how we're going to progress, and you've got an agenda. And then I also like your daily meetings at, what are we concentrating? What's our focus for today? What are our wins? So starting off positive. I like those too. And then if you have the capacity, put in the quarterly, right? 3 months is a lot of time. Doing an annual plan is important. So once a year, do an annual plan, but also meet every quarter, and really take at least 4 hours for that. But as you grow, you can, grow up to 8 hours or 2 days. But so schedule is daily. The one that I like is a daily stand-up huddle, and then a weekly leadership meeting, and then a quarterly planning session. And that should be enough. And you can grow that until your company's 10 million or 1 million, wherever you're at, 100,000, 150,000, just kind of grow it. And then when you get to a point where those meetings are taking a little bit longer, you got to make a decision, extend them a little bit, or bring less people to the meetings. So don't overthink it, just schedule it, put them in repeat on your calendar. Next question is from Lena. Should I be sending Caviar as a marketing strategy to big names that reach out to me inquiring about Caviar? Yes, love it. Especially if they have a social media presence, especially if they've done shutouts before. In the case of Lena, AJ Dillon, a running back for the Green Bay Packers, reached out about Caviar but did not go through with ordering. And she's got the idea of sending him a Caviar gift, in hopes that it gain trust and relationships with him, similar to how brands send influencers and celebrities PR packages in exchange for Instagram posts, TikTok videos. For sure, I would send a handwritten note to him and say, here's some Caviar, really hope you enjoy it. Text me or call me at any time. And if you get a chance, send me a picture with the Caviar, right? Don't ask for him to create an Instagram reel or be your influencer. Just build a relationship. And if he texts you back with a great picture, say, thanks so much, I'm going to post this up, right? Really just kind of build that relationship without a huge ask. And you never know. He might say, oh, no, I'm not interested in you posting that. I'm not big on social media, but I'll order $1,000 worth of Caviar for this party I've got coming up. It was so good, thanks, right? And then also expect sometimes you're going to get nothing out of it, right? It's just going to be a gift, and you can just kind of let that go. But I love what you're talking about with influencers. My brother's the president of a brand called Straight and Narrow. It's a flavored gin, high-end gin drink. And they have built their brand to one of the leading brands, top 3 brands, without any salespeople, just for using influencers. So definitely starting out, if you see any customers that are big on Instagram and stuff, say, hey, do you mind giving me a shout out? You got a great Instagram, follow them. I followed you on Instagram, but definitely make sure to be doing your own investments on your social media as well, right? And then as you grow bigger, you might want to invest some time. If you find somebody who's an amazing influencer who buys your caviar, maybe say to them, listen, hey, why don't I send you caviar every month in exchange for an Instagram reel? They might come back and say, no, I want $100 plus, or I want $1,000. You can be like, no, I don't have that in my budget, but I can put you down. If you want an example of that, happy to post how you get paid influencers, how you sign them up. There's a great example of kind of an agreement and what that would be financially. But just starting out, give it as a gift and just ask for the photo, and they can just quickly text it to you. It's no skin off their nose, or you could also add your Instagram if they can tag you in it or your brand in it. That would be good. Just a small ask, and then go from there, right? And especially if you got wealthy influencers, that's totally a great thing to do. So love it. Next question comes from Roselli. How can I be more comfortable networking with wealthy individuals? So Roselli's got a full service accounting firm, really helping small business with their accounting needs. And she's got a bit of what I call imposter syndrome, feeling a little fish out of water due to the financial status of the people that are attending. So what I'd say to you is there's a great meme that's out that really resonates with me that says, don't let my truck and boat fool you. I'm broke. And that's the same with a lot of really rich people is, they might be really flashy and stuff, but they might have a lot of monies on their line of credit. They might be paying off their house, their ex-wife's house. Who knows what's going on with them, right? So, check yourself in that you've got a business, you're a CPA, you've got a lot going for you, right? So definitely sharing this with some friends and family. I wouldn't share your imposter syndrome with employees unless it's a really close employee that you've known for many years. But share that imposter syndrome with other people, because really you've got a great business. So you have every right to be at those networking events. Another thing to do is get in a good state before you go there. Put a great song, dance a little bit, before you head out. Dance in your car, sing in your car. Really get in a good state of mind. Think about one of the things you love or something you've done recently, things that you've achieved, right? You totally have the right to be there, but getting in a good state of mind, getting your posture up. Check out Tony Robbins' state videos. He's really kind of motivates people to be in a good state before they start their day, but also before they go to events. Really trying to think positive. You could do mantras as well, but really just starting off your day, also being grateful and thinking about some of your achievements can really help kind of get over that imposter syndrome. And yeah, just work on it a little bit. If you have the money, go see a therapist, because most likely compared to other people, you are rocking it and you totally have a right to be at any of those networking events. Next question is also from Roselli. How can I determine if buying leads is better than organic reach for prospects? So definitely there is an opportunity to buy leads, especially if you have excess capacity. What I'd say is, try and sample, ask for 10 leads. Why buy 100 leads when you might not have the capacity to follow up with them? Zoom Info is a very expensive sales and lead information system, and they'll give you a free trial, right? To find people. But how are you going to close those leads, right? So I definitely think it's worth buying leads if you've got excess capacity and the revenue to buy it. But organic reach is something I really believe in. Creating long form content on your website, on your YouTube channel, on your Instagram is great for driving traffic, but also giving to those new leads, right? So if you're writing a blog on the new tax rates, or the way to, one of the things I've seen recently from a CPA was an accountant is, should I buy my vehicle with my company or should I keep it personal, right? So those type of things. Or one that's really pertinent to me right now is, can I write off my influencer marketing trips if I'm doing marketing while I'm on those trips. So I do fishing videos. Um, I'm sponsoring my own channel, my own YouTube channel, and really, can I write that sort of thing off, right? So what are people thinking of that they could write off as business owners? Um, Lots of things you can do organically that'll resonate. I always like, if you're in a local area and a lot of your clients are local, is writing about that area as well. So um, talking about the state changes related to taxes, sales tax, whatever it is that you think your ideal customer might be interested in, and sending that out to past clients who might have gone on to another business. I'm amazed that, I think I've had 3 or 4 accountants over 20 years. None of them ever follow up with me. And, if one of them followed up with me, I'd be like, yeah, I haven't heard from my accountant in like since tax season, right? You're more likely to get clients if you touch base with them, and even sending them a quick note with some content that you've created can help you business, and asking your clients for referrals before you have to buy leads. So definitely, I think you can buy leads. It's a strategy that lots of people use to grow. Uh, I'm not a huge fan of it. It's because our organic reach is working so well. Um, we've got a blog that's worked forever. We also have content that changes on our website and is natively held there. And then we're active on LinkedIn. We're not as active on YouTube as much as I'd like these days. I'm active on one channel, but I've got 2 channels. One I want to relaunch, and a new channel that I want to work on with that kind of ideal client in mind, right? So if you're creating content, what is your ideal client? What are they thinking about? Um, and I think that's one of the best things to do. But yeah, definitely buying leads is an option for people. So I don't think I missed any questions. Yeah, that's all I got. That's a wrap, baby. If you got anything else you'd like to comment below, and I'll try and get back to you. Appreciate it. Hope you kill it this week.